Now our script for toggle theme is complete. Let's look at how this toggle theme works on our web page. Click on the toggle theme button. Now it's changing the background color and the color of text in our web page. Next, we are going to style our head section here, header section. So for that, we go into our style.css file. First, we take the header. Then I'm going to make the display as flex. So flex format will be like this. Then I use justify content and assign a value as space between. So there will be a space between the header and the toggle theme button. Then next, align items. So it will vertically align the items at the center. Then I'm going to add a padding. So here I am doing a vertical padding of 10 px and a horizontal padding of 20 px. Then I'm going to assign the background color. Well, I'm doing a purple color background here. Then color of the textures will be white. So let's just check out our website. Now it's look like this. Then what I need is next is that I'm using a flex wrap property to wrap the items when it becomes responsive. So when I use it wrap, then when it becomes responsive, it get wrapped like this. So this flex wrap property is useful when we are making our website responsive. I'm going to style our heading in the header. For that, header h1. Then I'm going to align its margin as 0. Then font size as 1.5 rem. Then flex as 1. So it will take up its maximum space, just like this. Also, as for the button in the header part, I'm going to add a padding of about 10 px. Then I'm going to change its background color. I need a dark violet color. So for that, yeah, this color will be perfect. Then the color of the textures, I'm going to give it a white color. Then I'm not going to give any border to this, so I'm going to assign the value as none here. Then border radius as 5 px. So there is a slight roundish shape around the corners of our button now. Now there is a roundish shape of around 5 px. Then I want to add a cursor property as pointer here. So when I move my mouse to this button, the cursor becomes pointer. Also, I want to set the font size as 1 rem. Now our headers part is complete and it's look like this. Next is our main section, and for that I'm going to add a padding to the main part. For that, padding 20 px will be sufficient. So now there is a distance between this header part and the main section. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to style this add job section, both this user input section and the button. And for that, add job, I'm going to make the display as flex and flex warp, so it will become responsive when I make it responsive. Then I want to add a gap between these inputs and button. For that, I want to add a gap property here. So gap of 10 px will be sufficient. So there is a gap between them, and I want to add a margin bottom. Around 20 px. So it will create a gap between the rest of the section below this current add job section. Next, I'm going to style my input. So for that, select add job, then input. I'm going to make my input flex as 1, so it will take maximum space in here. Also, I'm going to fix its min width as 200 px. So its minimum width would be set to 200 px. Here I'm going to set the font size as 1 rem, which is around 60 px. Since I do not change the font size or root element size, so font size 1 rem here, which means that 60 px. Then I'm going to add a padding of 10 px. So there will be a distance between the input that user gives and the border of the input element. Then I'm going to set the border. For that, I'm giving a 1 px strength and a solid line of black color. And as for the last property for this part, I'm going to add a border radius here as 5 px, so it will be roundish. So now we set the input part. Now we have to set this add job button, and for that, add job, select this button. In add job button, I'm going to give a padding of about 10 px here, and font size of 1 rem, so which will be same as that of the input. Then background color, I'm going to give the background color of the header part here Then color of the textures, I'm going to set it as white. Then I'm going to set the border as none. Border radius will be around 5px. So there will be a uniformity among the elements within our site. And as for the last part, now our edge of button is looking like this. So when I move my mouse or pointer here, I want to point it as like this, as a pointer. Okay, so as for that, I'm going to set the cursor property as pointer. So now our add job button is set and our add job section is set. Next, we are going to set our job list section. So we didn't do any code for the job list part in our HTML code. So we are going to do it with our JavaScript code for this part. And as for job list section, I'm going to make a grid system here. Display grid, and for each column of the grid, I'm going to use a repeat function, and the first parameter of this function is count, the number of columns, the number of columns within one row. So I'm going to give an autofill value here. Then next is its size, size of one of the column. So I'm going to use a min-max function, and the minimum of 250px, then a maximum of 1 fraction. So it will adjust the width of the columns within that row accordingly. Then I want to provide a gap between these columns, and 20px would be sufficient. So this is our job list grid system. Then next we are going to create our job card. So in order to create our job card, this will be done in our script.js. And as for that, let's create two constant variables. Constant at job btn. So is equal to document dot get element by id at job btn. Then next create another constant variable as job list. So this is used to append the job card. So for that, document dot get element by id job list. Then next we are going to create a add event listener with the add job button. So on clicking on the add job button, the user input will be stored on the job list. That's our aim. As for that, I'm going to create an anonymous function here, and the anonymous function, I'm going to create two constant variables, and the first constant variable is the job title, and the value is got from document dot get element by id, job title, so dot value. So it will accept the user input value and assign it to the job title constant variable here. In the similar manner, I'm going to create a constant variable named company name to store the user input of company name. Okay, both of these constant variables are set. Then I'm going to start an if-else condition here. If the job title and company name value both exits, then the code has to do the follow. It has to create an element, an HTML element, which will be an HTML element. It's a div, and I'm going to assign that div to a constant variable named job card. So const job card equal to document dot create element, and in this I'm going to provide the div, and the class name of this div would be job card, and for that job card dot class name is equal to job card. So using this class name, we can do the CSS in the CSS file, and for the elements within the div, I'm going to use this job card dot inner HTML property in JavaScript, and which is set like this. So here I need a heading and a paragraph to show the title and company name, to show the name of the job and the company name. You can use the following property as like this. Within the curly braces, we can give job title and company name. So now our job card is completed. We have to add our job card into our job list. For that, we take the job list, job list variable, then use the append child property in JavaScript and add the job card here. And in this, as for the final section, what we need is that clearing the inputs. At first, let me show for this part what will happen in our side. So for that, before that, we have to design the job card here. So in order to design it, so since it is a class, we can design it like this: job card I'm going to set a background color. So it's variable. Already set the card color in the root as card BG light for light background and card BG dark for dark background. So I set it. Then I'm going to add a padding of 20 px. Then border radius of around an 8 px will be good. Then I need a box shadow effect on it. So for that I select in the property box shadow, below 2 px, vertical offset, horizontal offset, everything is set like this. RGBA. Then I'm going to set it as black with a 0.2 alpha effect on it. Then I need a transition on it. So for that I use the transition property and I use a transform property for a 0.2 second transition, and the background color of this card would be transition within 2 seconds when it's in the dark mode. Now let's check our website whether our job is adding or not. A company and a job title, add the job. Now our job card is looking something like this. So next is I want to add some effects on it. After clicking on the add job button, I want to clear this input field, and this can be done in JavaScript. And for that, let's go back into the JavaScript section. So in order to clear the input, let's select document dot get element by id job title dot value equal to this, and document dot get element by id company name dot value equal to like this. So let's add another job here, like software developer, tech innovation, add job. Now our input field become empty after clicking on the add job button, so it become clear. Next, what I want to do is, if any one of my input field kept empty, I want to generate an alert box here by saying that please fill out all the fields. And for that, I'm going to use the else condition here. Else, create an alert box, alert, and give some message. Please fill all the fields. Now our JavaScript code is complete. Let's get back into data science professional and the company name Tech Innovations, and let's add the job. Now it's same practice. Add another job, and I'm not providing the company name. So when I click on this add job button, it will show an error message like please fill all the fields. So click on the OK. So this is all about our JavaScript code. And now get back into our style.css file. Well, in this, when I click on the toggle theme button, okay, now the job card is changing the theme like this. So I want to correct it. For that, I want to add an dark theme into this job card, and for that, in this job card, let's select body dot dark dot job card and change the background color using the variable in the dark theme. Also, okay, this is it. Now let's get into it. Now it's changing like this. Again change it. Now the job card theme for the dark background is also set. And also I also want to add a transition here. I'm going to provide it as a hover effect. I'm using the transform parameter. I'm here using a translate Y effect. So it will move a vertical distance of about 5px. So when I get into it, now it's moving vertically upward when I hover over this job card. So this is set. So this is all about our CSS. Now let's get into make our website responsive. So I'm using at media query and set in the max width as 768px. So whenever our website go below this 86px, it will show the following changes on our website. So first I'm going to change our heading font size. In the header, font size would be 1.2 rem would be nice here. Then our add job section, I'm going to make its flex direction as column. By default, our add job section's flex direction is raw. So whenever it goes beyond the width 768px, below the width 768px, we need the add job section's flex direction to be column. And for that, add the add job ID, then flex direction, and it would be column. So now we set it. Then next, let's check how is our website is behaving after these changes. Let's go to inspect. Now it's a responsive website. So whenever our website goes below this 768px, now our add job section flex direction is column, and the size of our heading is below is around 1.2 rem. So all this set. Now our website become responsive. We can check whether it is responsive in various systems like iPhone SE. It will be look like this, and Pixel 7, Samsung Galaxy. Yeah, so this is all about our simple job tracker system, guys. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe and share it with others. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video with an exciting project.